Hello, it's Tom here from Oracle Time, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at the Omega Seamaster Diver 300M 007 edition. As always, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button if you're enjoying our content. While the 25th instalment of the Unstoppable franchise may be delayed until November, the watch that will be decorating Daniel Craig's slightly reluctant wrist has already hit markets. Despite No Time to Die being the 9th film under Omega's product placement stewardship, it will be the 6th time the Omega featured will be a Seamaster Professional 300M, with the first appearance being in the iconic golden eye on the wrist of Pierce Brosnan. After a 3-year hiatus, they have brought back the 300M Professional and tailored it to Daniel Craig's physical, no-nonsense, but incredibly well-turned-out take on the world's best secret agent. The latest 007 edition manages to transform the 300M from an everyday diver into a vintage-style military watch. The first thing you notice is the lack of the signature wavy dial, dropped in favour of a piece of matte anodised aluminium designed to fade over time. There is also no date window, leaning more towards a field-style aesthetic, while the indices are printed with a tanned lume which will irradiate blue in low light and darkness. It's not just a dial swap either. The seamless sapphire crystal has been swapped out for a vintage-inspired dome, and the strap options reflect the heavy-duty military design roots. That means a NATO strap of course, but also a cool titanium Milanese number. Completing the paired back look, the case lacks any polished edges, using a sandblasted matte finish to match the dial. Perhaps most importantly, gone is the ceramic bezel in favour of, you guessed it, more aluminium, with matching tan numerals which are also designed to fade in tandem with the dial. Moving on to the construction, you can see that the changes to the latest 007 edition are far from skin deep. The amount of titanium and aluminium can be attributed to Daniel Craig, who gave the brief of a light, wearable watch that would make sense on the wrist of a member of the Ministry of Defence. Omega have achieved the lightweight brief by milling the 42mm case out of Grade 2 titanium, whilst also making the watch squatter at just 13mm tall, all the better to slip under a cuff and hide the broadsword insignia on the dial from prying eyes. Flip the watch over and you can see that the exhibition caseback has been closed up, giving the watch a more utilitarian feel. The numbers inscribed aren't the production run either. The first and second lines allude to it being a dive watch from the British Royal Navy, while the third of course is reference to Bond's 00 number, with the 62 being the year of the first Bond film, Dr. No. Hiding under that caseback you have Omega's 8806 coaxial escapement master chronometer movement, which is widely considered as one of the best mass-produced movements on the market. With a power reserve of 55 hours, an anti-magnetic silicon hairspring, and of course the friction reducing and precision improving coaxial escapement, it's incredibly accurate. Thanks to the titanium construction and its squatter size, the watch is incredibly comfortable on the wrist. Pair that with the Milanese strap, it's also incredibly versatile, at home if you want to dress it up or dress it down. As with most Omegas, it's also very well put together, and the bezel clicks, crown action and the bracelet clasps all feel finely tuned. Visually, I think this is one of the coolest Seamasters ever built, and manages to balance rugged military style with the more classic diver styling of the 300M. I've never been fully on board with the wavy dial of the 300M, despite it being the collection's signature flourish, so having this relatively sparse aluminium version really suits me nicely. The helium escape valve is always a point of contention, and personally I could do without it. It makes the watch slightly less comfortable than it could be, and it's also frankly unnecessary for a watch with a 300 meter depth rating. That being said, I understand it's part of the DNA of the professional collection, and removing it would upset the loyal fan base. Another potential downside is the price. At just over £7,000 you're paying roughly an extra £3,000 more for a new look case and the Bond connection. If you're after a tandem diver from Omega, it's well worth looking at the Seamaster 300 Master Coaxial 41mm. With that being said, it's still one of my favourite Omega releases in a while, and that's reflected in the fact that it's already sold out. However, that's only for now. Unlike previous film tie-ins, this will remain part of the collection until the next Bond film hits. Given that they'll need to find a new 007 between now and then, prospects are looking good. Let's just hope the film lives up to the watch. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to let us know your thoughts on the watch in the comments.